All right, Shalom, wam. I want to give all praises to our Heavenly Father, YAHAWAH, through His only begotten Son, Hamashiach, Yahawah. Peace and blessings to you, brothers and you sisters, you daughters of Zion in the New Covenant. And I got some videos, some worldly examples, because again, outside of me getting upset, I'm going into the actual eunuchs, beloveds. All right, so the eunuchs, like I said before, are the keeper of the fair young virgins, or what I call the shawties, right? So again, using these worldly women as examples, because obviously I'm talking about women. All right. So for my beloveds who, which ain't a lot of y'all, it's probably like less than 1% of y'all who are eunuchs. All right. You on Booty Island, you washing their face, you're guiding them to Hamashiach in context, not Freemasons, not camps and churches. Like, you're truly showing them that the Susannas, the Judiths, the Sarahs, the Phoebes. You're actually breaking it down. Big shout out to y'all, even though I'm probably the only one doing it. So let's get Esther 2:1 in the Persian Empire for the eunuchs. All right. After these things, when the wrath of the king Xerxes was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done and what was decreed against her. And Salaki, I'm not trying to be a stumbling block, because I know the angels and the four living creatures are watching. I'm just doing this because the Bible say the attire of a harlot is a dress, not a bikini. Matter of fact, before I even get into that, let me actually show y'all, bro. Again, not trying to be a stumbling block, but just for edification. Proverbs 7:10. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart. So not to be redundant. So these are what the worldly women have on. Yes, they're trying to do certain things, but the actual biblical definition is H7H97, which means garment or a dress is put on. So the attire of a harlot is a dress as put on according to the Hebrew. All right, but back to the eunuchs. All right, and how the Bible tells y'all they actually have to clean off the princesses. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king, and then let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom. Right, so even in the Persian Empire, the beloveds, they had eunuchs, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins. And fair means very, very beautiful. All right. Try some better videos. Unto Shushan the palace. All right. To the house of the women. What? To the house of the women. Unto the custody of Haggai, right? The king's chamberlain. So chamberlains were specific guardians of, as we just read, the fair young virgins. All right, that's in the scriptures. It says, keeper of the women, and let their things for purification be given them. All right. So again, for edification purposes, the word fair, it says what? Good, pleasant. Go down. So again, right there, beloved ones, it says beautiful. Got like 15 minutes. It says graciously, kindness. All right, they were very pleasant. They're very pleasurable in what? They're precious. All right. See what the word virgin means. Hold on. So when you have the custody of the virgins, that means what? Strength or power. All right. It also goes into what? Ministry. I didn't even know that, bro. Ministry. Okay. Or it says power. So showing y'all the chamberlains are the exquisite and guardian of the shoulders. Okay. So a chamberlain. An official, a eunuch. All right. A eunuch is not just a random man that's castrated. Because even in the law, Abba told us not to cut off our penises, okay? It says a chamberlain, a eunuch, or an officer, especially of the female apartments. All right. Let's see. See the palace, man. So all the ass and titties you see on the screen, that's what the eunuchs had to guard. All right. But the palace was the castle, the temple, a castle, place of origin. You see that? So the eunuchs had to guard all these virgins. As it says right here, a virgin, a maiden. Sometimes it's metaphoric. But right here, a virgin was a woman who was pure and unspotted. All right, so called as being separated and secluded from sex or intercourse with men. All right, so these were not just random women. All right. But to prove how the scriptures say what I'm always saying about how when I be saying stuff like washing their booty cracks in their bodies according to the scriptures, and I'm only talking to my new covenant saints with love. Y'all look at this, man. Purification, it was called scraping and rubbing. All right. It says soap, man, or perfumery for bath, detergent, cleanse. So the eunuchs had to what? Clean the women. Soap or perfumery for the bath. See, and it's only talking to what? The fair virgins. And let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti, which you know Esther, she was cold. She what? Took over. And the thing pleased the king and did so. So when y'all go to Matthew 19 with Hamashiach, and I pray he don't slap me, but that's what the scriptures say. Matthew 19, because he was cooking the Pharisees too about oh brother, you can't get married, brother. Settle for a 5. Don't read the scriptures. Matthew 19 and 12. Right? For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb. So you got brothers who was born since the womb to be what? Guardian of what I call the big booty princesses, bro. And of course they had on decorous garments, aka modest apparel, and Timothy. Again, these are worldly examples because the topic is women. For you slow Israelites. And there are some eunuchs which are made eunuchs of men. Alright. And there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. Right? So in the time of Matthew was writing down what Hamashiach wrote. For you people who are atheists, the scriptures had scribes, man. He or she that is able to receive it, let him or her receive it. All right. So the eunuchs, this ain't one West in control and brother limit yourself and we didn't look like that at 12 years old. Listen, man, y'all gotta stop. The 4 living creatures, the 24 elders, y'all don't think the Lord created this? Y'all trying to put the Lord in the box. But the Lord in the blue letter, it say a bed keeper, a bed guard, a superintendent of the bed chamber. You the captain of what you call the harem. So imagine it's 1,000 of these. It's 1,000 of these mofos, and you got to teach them. You got to know how to wash them. But they all pure virgins, bro. That's what the eunuchs were doing. In the palace of Oriental monarchs who support numerous wives, the superintendent of the women's harem apartment, an office held by eunuchs. What? An office held by eunuchs. So eunuchs, you had the Ethiopian eunuchs. Then you have one who was naturally incapacitated. And then definition D, one who voluntarily abstains from marriage. But the eunuch, what? Such being employed in Oriental bed chambers. You see that? So for the kingdom of heaven's sake, y'all probably would have told the eunuch for the Pharisees, he get a lust demon over. So the kingdom, it says, of the royal power of Jesus, YAHAWAH, right? And let me get that Revelations real quick, because people like to post false images. Revelations 1:1. the revelation of Jesus Christ, right, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants, right, not the whole world, his servants, things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel and by his servant John. Now watch this. These type of women right here, you got to teach them how to be what? Martyrs. But genetically, what? They're naturally built like that. I know a lot of people getting, they have stumbling blocks, bro. Now, Revelations 1, just to show y'all what he looked like. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Wool is 4C, very coarse hair, right? As white as snow. And his eyes were as the flame of fire. So that's 2 strikes against that white Jesus. And his feet like unto fine brass or burnished brass. That's very dark brown, as if they burned in a furnace. Not everything being laid at his feet for you James White people. And his voice as the sound of many waters. So showing y'all what he looked like, but also showing y'all according to the scriptures and debunking everybody how y'all make beauty a damn sin and don't understand that there's eunuchs on the earth. There's actual men, not from IUIC, GMS, ISUPK, the churches. There's actually anointed men whom the Lord anointed to guard the shawties, as we just read in the Bible. Okay. Sirach 36:22, for all you men and women that's deprivers. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance. What? The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. You see that? If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. See that? Go to verse 25, like Abba said. It's not good that man should be alone, or mankind should be alone. Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled, and he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. See that? So that's why I bring out this type of stuff, because I'm not thinking about all of the wickedness. All right, but eunuchs, man, are chamberlains, as we just read. That's their job, not reincarnation, not explaining things 1,000 times, and no, man, very simple. Oh yeah, so before I go, again, a eunuch was it says quote unquote castrated, but such as the Eastern kings were accustomed to set over the care of their women and other offices in the courts. See that? And they were also faithful. So that's the office of a eunuch. See what Apostle Paul said. Let's get 1 Corinthians 9:5. 1 Corinthians 9:5. Have we not power to lead about a sister, a wife, as well as other apostles, and as the brethren of the Lord and Cephas? Before you Pharisees and all you weirdos that don't study, say something. Matthew 21:31. Whether of them twain did the will of his father? They say unto him, the first. Jesus YAHAWAH saith unto them, verily I say unto you that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of God before you. That's red letters. The Lord just crew. That the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of Yahweh before you. Matthew 21:32. For John came unto you in the way of righteousness, and ye believed him not. But the publicans and the harlots believed him. And ye, when ye had seen it, for you Pharisees and all you Pharisee women, repented not afterward, that ye might believe him. Bro. See that? So yeah, man. The eunuchs are clearly the guardian of all the shawties, man. And we just read, right? They're very exquisitely beautiful. Song of Solomon 7, right? All day. That's it. That's all. So with that being said, man, that's the vibes. Y'all need to go away. And I'm only talking to the women who's complete. With that being said, peace and blessings and shalom.